right, good morning, everybody. Hope you got a big old cup of coffee so we can get into things. As always, thanks to all those who have subscribed. And any articles talked about today can be found down in the description. So that way you can do your own research, because do not trust me, do not trust anyone. Look around, see what's going on. All right, so we've got 5 trending articles for you today, just because most people are talking about what in the world's going on with Bitcoin and Ethereum. So let's get into what little I got, and then we'll talk about them. So Coinbase CEO, oh yeah, in an interview with Peter McCormack for What Bitcoin Did, which is a podcast, should probably check it out at some point. Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong discussed the company's relationship with regulators and possibly the listing of privacy coins such as Monero and Zcash, or Zcash if you're European. Regarding this, Armstrong said he personally would like to list Monero, however, regulators have shown dissatisfaction in private conversations. No surprise here, what government would want a privacy coin listed on a major exchange? I mean, duh. But Armstrong explained that in the early days of the crypto industry, regulators had a negative attitude towards Bitcoin, similar to what it is like here today with privacy coins. I would say that's because they didn't understand Bitcoin, because Bitcoin, you can actually easily track transactions if you know what to do. And that's the key. Bitcoin was able to seem like this scary thing because no one really understood how it worked. But now that most of us do, it's like you can go on blockchain.info and just like find it. You can track Bitcoin from the time it's mined to where it is presently. Like it's hard. It's not easy, but you can do it. Monero and Zcash and other privacy coins takes that and even obscures it further. So he stated privacy coins are the next topic, next on the horizon among many. The regulators are very concerned, so we haven't been able to list it, at least in the way we want for those reasons, but I think with enough time and vision, the regulators will be comfortable with that. Then there will be another new issue on the horizon that will concern them. And that's fair. Now, Monero and all these other privacy coins are on Kraken, they're on Binance. Armstrong talks about how like he wants to keep regulators happy. So he doesn't want to, piss them off. He wants to be the brown-nosed good guy, so that way they get all the benefits that come with it. It's a strategy. Not saying I agree with it, I'm just saying it's a strategy. He did add that although Coinbase operates in the same jurisdiction as Kraken, the regulators had a private dialogue with the company, and within that dialogue, they took a hard line against. If the regulators sue us, will we win or not? We're not opposed to participating in any of that. Financial service companies end up in battles with regulators all the time. It's part of doing business, but it's expensive and it hurts the relationship. That's why you need to choose your battles. It's a constant negotiation along with education. I agree with that. If you decided Monero wasn't worth the battle that it would cause at the current moment, that is on him to do that as CEO of the company. Should the environment change and he can make money off of it for the company, he's absolutely going to add it. So I feel like this article is more of a not if, but when and why. So we'll list Monero one day, but it's because we haven't done it yet because of the regulators, and we're trying to play very, very nice with them. There's many rumors, Coinbase is trying to, launch an IPO for their, go public with stocks, possibly with the ICO related thing of some kind. So yeah, Coinbase is definitely making moves, and they want to be on the good side of regulators. Honestly, they're aiming to be the number one launch point for crypto users, like onboarding new users. I got my start on Coinbase. It was the only place around that you could buy crypto with fiat that didn't involve me going on localbitcoins.com and trying to buy $10 in bitcoins off of a paper wallet from some dude in a Dodge pickup truck. I absolutely understand what they're trying to do. They're trying to make Bitcoin and crypto official, legal, and regulated. And if they succeed in doing that, they make a lot of money, and it makes things better for us. So I don't like Coinbase, but I understand Coinbase. At least I think I do. But I'm just some guy yelling into a microphone. What in the world do I know? All right, moving on to number 2. Binance is now sending out its debit cards per the CZ tweet, which, boy, they've been writing a lot of articles on what this guy tweets, which, is what it is. He gives good info, I guess. So, yeah, Binance has begun delivering its credit card. CZ responded to a tweet saying, well, they started shipping in limited quantity as of yesterday, I heard. On the 25th of July, someone had asked him about it. The previous reporting shows an August launch for the card in European regions, so it's, that makes sense. They're shipping out, so that way they're going to be, in the jurisdictions where they'll be issued in time for August. Yeah, makes sense. Obviously, Binance is one of the biggest names in the crypto industry. They unveiled plans for a crypto-fueled debit card April of this year called Binance Card. They then proceeded to buy up debit card business Swipe, using the acquisition in tandem with its plans. By July 14th, Binance publicized its plans for an August card launch in certain European regions, touting compatibility with 4 digital assets, including Bitcoin and Binance's BNB asset. His recent tweet shows further development for Binance's card, which has seen numerous headlines in July. Binance itself has also posted a plethora of headlines in 2020 amid a wild year. I'm very happy we're getting all these crypto debit cards. Honestly, I want a crypto card. I want a card that instead of me spending my crypto, I can use my balance in crypto to borrow against it and then pay it back in fiat. Because I don't want to spend my crypto, but I'd like to leverage my positions in crypto for a higher credit line and be able to, not bank with, say, Chase, Huntington, PNC, or any of the other big ones. Be able to have a credit line based off of my holdings in crypto. So if I've got $10,000, my line of credit can be $7,500, and if I fail to pay it back, you get to seize the crypto. Bam. I just like debit cards because I don't want to spend my stuff. But if you're down for that life, then you do you, baby. All right, jumping on over to number 3. I had to mention this just because it's such a good headline. So Yearn, which we talked about earlier this week on this channel, is up 35,000% in a week. Dear Lord. I mean, it helps that it was listed at 0. So, So every day is riddled with exciting events. Today is one of those for the recently launched DeFi token YFI. I'm not sure if it's pronounced Yearn or Yearn, but it's there. It brings returns of upwards of 35% to those who got into the party early. And the funny thing behind all this is that it was never intended to have financial value. It wasn't. So on July 17th, Andre Krone announced the release of Yearn Finance, or YFI, the token for an existing yield aggregating platform. As stated in the post, had about 8 million assets under management, providing an APY of 10.58% since launch. That's pretty good. That's pretty good APY. So yeah, he actually discussed a few other projects, but Krone at the end of this interview he was doing said, in further efforts to give up this protocol, mostly because we are lazy and don't want to do it, we have released YFI, a completely valueless zero supply token. We reiterate, it has 0 financial value. There is no pre-mine. There is no sale. You cannot buy it. No, it won't be on Uniswap, and no, there won't be an auction. We don't have any of it. So yeah, that's not what happened. Someone else went out there and listed the token on Uniswap, and it provided returns of upwards of 35K in the short week since it's been on it. Currently, this token worth $0 is trading at $3,125 on Uniswap. And if that's not impressive enough, the total value locked in its liquidity pool is now $372 million. In other words, even the liquidity locked in the protocol each increased by about 4,600% in less than a week. This is This is the type of thing that it's a bubble. Like, ain't no way YEarn's gonna hold on to this. There's just not any way, shape, or form. But it's absolutely hilarious that it even got this big in the first place. Like, it is ridiculous and hilarious, and I love it. I'm gonna keep an eye on YEarn just because I want to see where this goes, and I think you should too. I don't recommend buying any of it personally, just because it's 35% in 7 days is just way too much to me. Um, it's got to have some sort of pullback to it. Well, yeah. Speaking of DeFi, total value locked in, it just hit 4 billion, and it's growing pretty quickly, and they're saying it'll hit 5 soon. So yeah, on Tuesday, total value locked, or TVL, in the DeFi apps hit 3 billion. By Friday, 3 days later, it had increased to 4. Dear Lord. So the three biggest protocols in DeFi are, of course, Compound, Aave, and Maker. Their positions and rankings switch daily. They are all lending protocols, though Maker operates DAI, a decentralized stablecoin. Currently, Maker is the biggest DeFi project by market cap. According to DeFi Pulse, $832 million of crypto is locked into its contracts, and then there's 601.8 million locked into Compound and a equivalent-ish amount in Aave. DeFi's popularity surged last month when Compound released its governance token. Yeah, it did. And Compound trades today at $156.17. Maker's price is $502.14, and Aave's floating around at 30.65 cents. Woo! I mean, Tuesday to Friday, $1 billion. DeFi is booming. This is what a bubble is. This is what it looks like. This is why YEarn's up 35,000%, people. Is it sustainable? I don't know. But I will say this, even in Ethereum's lowest point after its biggest drop from its bubble, it still was doing pretty well compared to what it started out as. I'm just saying, I wish I'd put more than, less than $1,000 into Ethereum back when it was, trading at like 14, 15 bucks a pop. I wouldn't be talking to you guys right now. I'd be sipping a mojito on a beach somewhere, or drinking a coffee in a farmhouse in the middle of BFE. So it's quite insane. There's still things out there that you can strike it incredibly rich and hit it incredibly big, but your chances of doing so are very hard. Just gonna say that. You really got to get lucky. You got to basically hit the lottery. At that point, buy some scratch offs. But any crypto project you invest in, as long as you properly do your research and can identify strong use cases for it, both in the short, mid, and long term, I think you've got a safe investment, personally. So, let's hop over and talk about number 5, and it's kind of a twofer. Ethereum hit its highest price since July of 2019, 316 bucks. The pump started on Wednesday when Ethereum in about 10 minutes rose from 245 to 262 bucks, but it didn't retrace. Instead, on Thursday afternoon, it increased again from 265 to 277. Then it reached about 285 by Saturday afternoon, and then boom, 316. I just happened to check my Blockfolio, and I was like, what the world is going on? Ethereum was joined in its success by its elder sibling Bitcoin, which, if you don't know, it surpassed 10K for a few moments Sunday morning. Must have been pretty early Sunday morning, but it's the first time it's done so since the beginning of June, bucking almost 2 months of near stagnation. And we got to pair Ethereum's price increase to the rise of DeFi. You don't get $1 billion in a week without having a pump, since most of the DeFi apps live on Ethereum, and it is pushing Ethereum to its technical limits. So yeah, pretty excited for what is going on in the space. My concern always is I don't want just a moonshot pump, because you end up with a 90% retracement, and no one likes that. What we need and I would like is for Ethereum and Bitcoin to stabilize at the near 10K and 315 mark or 310 mark for a couple days, consolidate, let some news come out, maybe retrace back a little bit, and then have another push forward late next week. But we will see where this goes. I'm very excited for it, though. A lot of companies are announcing that they're getting into Bitcoin. A lot of companies are announcing they're getting into Ethereum. Ethereum's got their test nets going, and it's looking like we will get phase 0 of Ethereum 2.0 finally the end of the year. On top of that, Cardano is having an awesome time. I think it was like 14 cents last time I looked. After they, we talked about it yesterday, they successfully launched their Shelly hard fork, and they're on track for it to complete and go live on June the 29th as the next epoch hits. So very, very interesting, very, very exciting. I'm very optimistic about where things are going, but I also understand things can change on a dime in this industry, and especially for the world. Jobless benefits in the United States, the federally backed ones, are set to expire, and that's going to put a lot of people into the hurt. A lot of people, even with the extra $600 a week the government was providing. Now, you live in, say, the Midwest or central United States. That extra $600 a week is probably way more than you needed, and you're probably doing okay. Good on you. But if you live on the coast or anywhere where the cost of living is more than, peanuts, it's not enough. Unemployment, just in general, isn't enough in the best of times. This is the worst of times. Ugh. All right. So, rounding things off before I go off on a 5-hour tangent about the state of the United States economy, we've got Bitcoin up 3% right now, sitting at 98.74. Ethereum sitting at about 305, up 7%. I'm sorry, I said Bitcoin up. Bitcoin is up 3. Ethereum's up 7.5. XRP is up almost 4%. Bitcoin Cash up almost 2. Cardano's up about 8.5%, 14.4 cents. Bitcoin SV is up about 2%. Why that coin is still in the top 10, I don't know. Litecoin's up about 1%. Binance coins flat, actually. And Crypto.com coins up about 3%. 15.3 cents. That's not bad. Chainlink's trading relatively flat, down about 1 3/4. EOS, Tezos. Pretty much everything's looking good. VeChain's trading flat down there. No, it's a good time to be in the crypto space. I feel a lot of energy the same way I felt in 2017, and hopefully 2020 is the year that all of us hoped 2019 was going to be. But that'll do it for me today. Thank you if you've made it to this point, all 3 of you. I do appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed yet, please go ahead and do so. It really does help out the channel. And be sure to check out links in the description so that way you can do your own research. I will talk to you guys all tomorrow. Have a great one.